The honourable member for Livingstone-Macleod.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. On September 4th, 2015, the Minister for Environment and Parks made a staggering sudden announcement to convert the Castle area partially to a wildland park and a provincial park. This announcement
Would you stop the clock a minute? I could not hear the question. Could you proceed again, honourable member?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Well, assuming they heard the first part, this announcement was purposely done without key stakeholder notification. The long-time logging contractor was not consulted, nor were the officials for the three local municipalities. To the Minister, why, prior to this sudden announcement, did you avoid discussing that decision with the company that had faithfully held the forest management agreement for decades, plus the key elected officials in three local municipalities?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and for the member for the question. The consultations with the sawmill that the member is referring to in Cochrane are ongoing. We respect the forestry industry across the province. There's 17 communities in Alberta that are very important to the forestry industry, and we're committed to protecting that forestry industry, which is important to Alberta. Thank you.
Mr. Speaker, my question is still to the Environment and Parks Minister. You made a sudden announcement regarding the Springbank Reservoir, where once again key stakeholders, including landowners, were given no prior notification, and the affected municipality was only notified the evening before. To the Minister, given that your party had campaigned against that decision during the election, then flip-flopped, and given you provided no notification, how can Albertans trust you when you're always leaving them in the dark?
There's a simple first piece to the answer, Mr. Speaker, which is that is not true. There were ongoing consultations with affected municipalities on flood mitigation projects for some time, Mr. Speaker. Now, the fact of the matter is, Mr. Speaker, that this official opposition would leave the entire city of Calgary with no flood protection and open to a $6 billion flood event, as we saw in 2013. We did the hard work of taking the tough decision, Mr. Speaker, and we acted.
Well, Mr. Speaker, in fact, what the minister has just said is not true. She's clearly not acting in the best interest of Albertans and cannot be trusted. To the minister again, given that it is obvious that you, Minister, do not wish to notify key stakeholders or local municipalities on extremely sensitive and crucial issues, how can Albertans trust you now to represent their best interests on the international stage when you go to the climate change conference next month, when you've broken that trust here at home?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I can say that the premise of his question is categorically untrue. As the Minister of Municipal Affairs at the time, I did speak with municipal leaders in the region to look at the various options and get their input, which I then shared with the Minister of the Environment. Thank you.